Hey, welcome back to another Bigwater fishing video. Today we're not actually out on the water because it's still kind of windy. We actually got the nice warm temperatures, but unfortunately the wind picked up. It's kind of how it's been the entire winter season so far. It's either cold, the water is covered with ice, or we have a nice warm day today, like today, and then the wind picks up. You know, you don't really want to go out. And you can see here, the flag's blowing, and I'm just in my backyard. So you can imagine if I was on the water, how much more wind would be on the water there. All right, so before I get too much into this, I figured I'd show you how I have my kayak set up for snakehead fishing. I've been kayaking for like 10 years, but I always enjoy seeing other people's videos. It's basically nice to see other people, how they have their kayaks set up, just to give yourself an idea of how you think you might want to set up your kayak in the future. All right, before we do that, as you know, if you've been subscribed to the channel, and if you haven't been subscribed to the channel, make sure you do that today. But basically, we do a giveaway every time I get up to a century mark, right? 100 subscribers. So we just eclipsed 700 subscribers. So thank you to all the new subscribers. I'll show you here what we're planning on giving away, where you could take the pink hat here, or we can go with the blue hat. You're welcome to one of those. And I usually include with the hats, I'll include a Bigwater fishing sticker, and I also will include a couple lures that I use. You'll get those as well in the box. So in order to be eligible for this giveaway, you need to be a subscriber, obviously. You also need to follow me on Facebook, Bigwater Fishing. You need to give this video a thumbs up. You also need to make sure that you hit that notification bell. The final thing you have to do is leave a comment in the comment section down below of what color hat you would like, and feel free to leave questions on any of the gear that I show you. I have no sponsors, so I'm not going to put any of the links to the gear in the bottom of the video, but if you have any questions to specific gear, where I got it, what kind of gear it is, or the price I paid, I can send you a link to the item that you're asking about. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to show you how I have my kayak set up for snakehead tournament fishing. Okay, we're going to give you a tour of the kayak. I have it's actually the Old Town Sportsman PDL, and it's a Bigwater PDL 132. So this is about 13 feet long. And I got this specifically because I do, it's actually good in big water, as the name indicates. Very good in oceans and rough seas. I've taken out in plenty of rough water, and compared to my Hobie, this did not take any water over the bow. It's been pretty stable so far. All right, we're gonna start at the bow of the kayak. So I installed this paddle holder, but I use it for a net. When snakehead fishing, you definitely need a net. Sort of like fluke fishing, you definitely got to use a net for that. And also pickerel fishing, I'll bring this net out as well. But I put that on there, and I use it. Holds nicely inside this paddle holder. If you saw my previous video, its kayak actually comes with 2 black pads here where you could drill into and screw things into, but I figured Navarre sold these, so I bought this one, and as well as the one over here. And you can really screw anything into there. There's a hole in the bottom, and it just screws right in. So you could put GoPros there, you could put anything. I really don't see many people putting things up front here. I don't know if it's because it's hard to reach, but I don't really see people putting things in this area. It's a very nice location to put those extra things, whether it be a GoPro, like I said, the net holder. You could probably put a rod holder in there if you wanted to, all the way up here. So if you're trolling, you can put anything in there pretty much you want. So we'll take that out. I don't think I have a battery in here, but I don't really put too much in the kayak on a regular basis. Yeah, so we just put the battery in here. It stays out of the water. I think it's still in there actually, but the battery's in there. Dry hatch. I'll tell you what, I've owned 2 Hobies and then this Old Town, and I've never had any water inside the kayak. Now granted, I haven't flipped or anything, but on this kayak, but I've never gotten any water in here. This has been dry since I've had it for several months, and I've taken it out a bunch of times. Definitely good storage, good amount of storage there. And then you have the latching system, as I've shown in the past video, there. Another item that I purchased from Navarre is this actually uses a rod holder, so you just lay your rods in here. When pedal drive is down in the water, it's like right in front of you, and you can just lay the rod here, and so you can put a rod there. I have a ball mount that I just screwed up in there. You can put your GoPro there. It's nice to have a GoPro there if you want to take a picture of yourself with a fish in your hand, but other than that, you really don't see too much, so I don't use it that much. There's a plate in there that you unscrew pretty easily with some pliers, and then you take that plate out and it exposes the drive in there. But then this product from Navarre seals it up tight so no water will get in. There's a link probably up here on how you install this. As they say, if this thing's totally sealed, it'll float in the water if you flip the kayak. That's good to know, because you don't want to contaminate the drive with any water, and you don't want to compromise the seal so it doesn't leak and mess anything up in there. So that was another product from Navarre. Another product from Navarre are these spacers here. There's one here and there's one over there, and those are just when you put the drive in. Like when I travel, I don't keep this in. It's not good for the kayak. So when you put the drive back in, you can almost do it one-handed. It fits in here perfectly. You know where it goes in, slides right in there. Just tighten those up. These spacers keep you basically lined up when you put this in here without them moving back and forth. And then this knob here and that knob there, those tighten and loosen. So if there was no spacer, you might have a problem with these sliding back and forth. So the spacers also keep these in place, as well as lining you up to put these back in here. And then I also have this here. This is a nut. Actually, it's a floating nut. So the kayak itself comes with a nut, but it sinks. So if you took it out while you're on the water to remove any fishing line or weeds from the prop, like in here, and you have to take that off to pull the prop off. But if you do that while you're in the water, the nut falls in the water and it's lost, and you're screwed and don't have a way to put the prop or keep the prop back on. So this is actually a floating nut from the VAR. It just unscrews pretty easily, and then you can take the prop off, take your weeds out or line out, and then screw that right back on, and you're good to go without any fear of losing it. It actually, when you buy one of these, they actually come with two. So I recommend you put one in here and store it in here in case you lose it. So then we're moving on back. As in the previous video, I still have my NRS Chinook. I usually keep my phone in here. I have the phone tether in here, and have a whistle. And then I have my license is usually where I'll keep that in there too. So the NRS Chinook, same life vest I've had in the past. I love it. If I ever get a new one, it's gonna be the same brand, same model most likely. And then also from the VAR, so this is a steering handle for the rudder. This is a taller one, so it's easier to reach, and it feels like it gives you better leverage when you're actually steering out on the water. The other one was a ball, and it just didn't seem to steer as well as I would have liked. All right, so the other item, if I'm fishing for snakehead, we have the catch board, and this catch board is 40 inches, as you can see. Nice big long catch board. It is kind of heavy, but I put that into a paddle holder, so it goes in between each of these and it sits in the paddle holder. And then all I need to do, so basically if I'm sitting in the kayak, all I need to do is pull this out, bring it around here in front of my lap, and put it right across, and then just measure the fish. And it's always left to right when you're reading it, so it's perfect position. I also have it tethered here because, like I said, this thing will sink. I have huge expectations. When I say huge, I'm huge expectations of catching a 38, 39 inch snakehead. I think I'm up to 30, but I need a bigger one, especially if I'm in a tournament. So, and I also bought a separate catch tag holder that fits on here. That makes it easy, so you don't have to try to hold on to the tag while you're taking a picture of your fish and it's flopping all around. And I have the Blackpack Pro, and I think I've told you in the past that the well back here, I was scared at first when I got it because I already had the Blackpack Pro in my Hobie, and I wanted to make sure it fit in this kayak, and there was nowhere I could find I couldn't find measurements anywhere for the well back here in this kayak. Luckily, I brought it home, or actually when I bought it, I measured it first before I actually paid for the kayak, but I measured it and it's 17 inches across, and this is 16 by 16. So even the handle overlaps a little bit, but it still fits perfect in here. I mean, literally like a glove. It's nice and snug, so it helps it from moving around. And then you can just strap these down. You know, you could strap them anywhere basically. I have the straps here. You can strap them down to any of the cleats or tie downs here, and back there. But this is a 16 by 16 inch Blackpack Pro. And then I usually take, when I go on in my tournaments, I usually take about 4 to 5 rods because I don't like retying in the middle of fishing. I'll bring like 4 to 5 rods with me, 4 or 5 rods with me. So I have plenty. I have 4 holders here, but you also have a holder back there, and you have a holder right there, and then you have the one up front as well. So like when you're taking the fish off or whatever, you got the holder there. Like I said, 4 to 5 rods on average. When I go out for other things, I usually only take like 2 rods with me. But that's the setup I usually have in the back. You can put anything in here you want. When I'm going out snakehead fishing, usually I put refreshments back there, like a bunch of water, Gatorade, you know, anything to keep me going throughout the day, because these tournaments are about 8 hours long, and you got to make sure you stay hydrated, especially with the heat and everything else. We make sure we have plenty of food and water, and then obviously you can put some of the big Plano boxes in there too. So I'll keep a couple in there, and then I'll usually keep a couple in the front under the seat, which I'll show you in a few minutes. All right, moving on to the back. Nothing fancy about the paddle. It is a little bit longer, I think, because it's a wider kayak, so I did have to get a little bit longer of a paddle so I can reach the water on both sides when I need to. But nothing special with the paddle. So I did buy from the VAR. I did buy the upgraded rudder. This is a metal rudder. It's a little bit longer, I think, so it turns a little bit better. It's about the same width, I think, but it's definitely longer, and it helps you turn a lot better. And then also down here, there's a better quality pin that you put in there, so I did replace that as well. That's also, like I said, from Navarre. There's some videos out there on that. You can check that video up there as well, up there, on how to do that replacement if you are interested. Navarre has a lot of good products for the Old Town, so check out their website. Like I said, not sponsored by them or anything. I just did some research and bought some stuff on there. And then I did put a cleat on here. As you see, a cleat, I'll keep the rope in here, and the cleat will be good if I need to tie up to a dock, because I go a lot of places and there's a boat ramp with a dock next to it. It's a pretty good option, so I could tie that up. And then obviously we have the safety flag here. You know, especially going out in the early morning or staying out in the evening when it gets a little bit dark, you turn this here and the light comes on. There's a battery in there. And then you have the flag here. It's also from Yak Attack, actually. All right, moving along. I wasn't going to, but I did decide to buy the cup holder because I found myself, as I've already been out fishing this a bunch, there's another cup holder there. I end up putting a lot of lures in there. If I switch them out or something, or if I have a soft plastic that breaks off and I got to replace it, we're not gonna throw it in the water. So I put the garbage and stuff in there. And it's not really that big. So I usually use the big Yeti cups, so that won't fit in there. So I'll probably end up putting it in there, and then putting all of my baits and things in there for storage. And then we have, like I said, this kayak's awesome because we have this extra high seat. I mean, it's not extra high. You can actually get spacers that raise these up. If you check out Navarre, they have spacers that come up even higher than this. But my Hobie, I was never able to, I actually could stand it and balance myself okay, but I could never get up because I got really, really bad knees. And so being up higher allows me to be able to get myself in the standing position without much effort. And also some other extra added benefits here are that you can put a couple Plano boxes underneath there, and you could also put either a Plano box or, you know, anything in there really. You could put some pliers or something like that in there. Plenty of room under the seat, and then plenty of room in the little pouch here under the seat. So I love that feature. It's probably one of the best features of this kayak for me, going from the Hobie Outback to this specific kayak. You have the pouches on the inside. I just put extra stuff in there. I have my pliers down here. I got those in there, and like I said, there's extra lures and plastics, soft plastics. They're easy to get to when you're on the water. And then we still use the Lowrance, even though I don't use them for snakehead much. I bring it with me mostly for depth and water temperature, you know, just to make sure I don't break my rudder off when I hit something. I do make sure I bring my fish finder with me and have that with me all day. Again, not looking for fish, just looking for, you know, stuff in the water so I don't run into it. And making sure that the water temperature, like when I first go out the first few times, to make sure the water temperature is warm enough, like in the 50s or 60s or so. Go out and catch some snakes. And that's pretty much it. So hope you like the kayak. All right, so that was the down and dirty of my kayak setup. Like I said, since we hit 700 subscribers, we're gonna do a free giveaway. So make sure that if you haven't done so already, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up, hit that notification bell, and make sure you leave a comment in the comment section down below of what color hat you want me to send you. And I will pick one winner at random, and I will post that on my channel. And feel free to leave any comment at all about any of the gear that I showed you, or any of the extra kayak accessories and or kayak upgrades that I did. Hope you like my kayak setup. Make sure you follow me for more videos this summer, where I'll be doing a bunch of snakehead fishing. Hopefully get out there and do some striped bass or rock fishing. Hopefully get up to New York and do some fishing up there for a bunch of different species, and hopefully get more content out to you. Hopefully get out one more time to get some pickerel, because I am in a tournament and haven't been able to get out. Maybe do some catfishing, get some catfish as well. So thanks for watching, and hope you like the kayak. All right, Big Yacker out.